So I am finally getting around to making my second YouTube video. It's a video of another turned cherry bowl. The cherry came from my backyard, and for a number of years I had my own sawmill. This has been drying for probably 10 or 15 years. So I glued it up, cut the edges off on the bandsaw. Right there I'm putting a faceplate on, mounting the faceplate, screwing it onto the jet lathe with, you can see the stop in there, pull the stop for the spindle. It's a great beginner's lathe, or I don't know, beginners or, yeah, good little lathe. And this time I'm focusing on turning with indexible carbide tools. Last time it was mostly high-speed tools that you sharpen. This is with indexible tooling. And as you can see, it does a great job removing the material. Here I'm just truing up the blank, and it does a good job. You don't have to learn how to sharpen it. There you can see I was checking to see how true it was. You can feel the tool vibrate if you still haven't trued it up all the way around. There's going to be a flat spot. Anyway, a big difference I noted with the difference between carbide and high-speed tooling is the effort in which it takes to turn. With a carbide tool, you're putting more effort in. Now, if you're only doing a bowl, you're probably not going to notice it, but recent history, I've turned probably 4 or 5 bowls in a row, and with carbide, you really notice it. A high-speed steel is a lot freer cutting. Again, with this bowl, I'm using Mylan products. I'll have links to all of the products down below. But a Mylan sander sealer, a Mylan wax, and then I'm finishing up with a carnauba wax. What you do is you just rub it on there and it starts to melt. This is still the first side. You can see the mortise for the second turning, but melt it in there, and then afterward you take a polishing rag, and with a lot of pressure you heat it up and you're actually melting the wax into it. Again, great product, carnauba wax. I guess it's the hardest wax, hardest natural wax known. Great to put a finish on a bowl, especially this cherry. I wish I had a full-size blank instead of having to glue it up. Big difference, because you can see the line between the two different types of wood. Quickly turned around, and you can see again, working with carbide tooling, started out with a larger radius and then moved to a smaller radius. It's a little bit freer cutting. As you go down deep in there, just makes it a little bit easier. Take the center out, and I've skipped some parts, but here I'm just trying to make the wall thickness consistent. I always have a problem in the bottom corner. And again, finally, I also skipped the sanding. I usually sand, I start with about 80 grit, and I work up to 600 grit. And then work the sander sealer in. Again, very fast. Skipped a lot of stuff. Work the sander sealer in, and then the Mylands sealer, wax sealer, and then finally with a carnauba wax, melt it in. You can see real time taking it out. In the final presentation, it's a great finish on there with that product. You can see some of the spalting of the cherry, beautiful cherry wood. Again, taken from my backyard more than a decade ago. But yeah, beautiful bowl. Thanks for watching.